Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, dear devotees, and with pranams to all of you, happy Ekadashi to all the devotees. So, we will start with the Mangalacharan prayers, and then we'll move on to studying the Ekadashi Mahatmya. Then we'll go on to study the Ekadashi Mahatmya. Then we will study Bhagavad Gita chapter number 18. And then we'll continue Krishna book. Today we will start the next chapter. And then we will do Hare Krishna Mahamantra Japa and Sankirtan. All right. Okay, let's start with Sankirtan. And then we'll start with Mangalacharan prayers. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihar Gopijanna Vallabha Girivaradari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijanna Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodha Nandana Brajajana Ranjanayam Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijanna Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodha Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivastava Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Gaur Nitai Jai Jai Jagannath Jaya Kuladeva Jaya Subhadrama Jaya Sudarshana Jaya Gopal Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Madhav Radha Madan Mohan Radha Govinda Radha Gopinath Shri Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Shri Radhe Jai Jai Prabhupada Guru Guru Nita Gaura Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol Hariam Sankirtan ki jai Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki jai Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrind ki jai Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swasvaram Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapatakamelam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान् वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं हरिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी निधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादि पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरून् दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरं हरिः ओं तत्सत् मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरून् दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरं हरि ओम तत्सत Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Today is Parshva Ekadashi. Already we discussed a little bit in the morning, Brahma Muhurta time. It's also called Parivartan Ekadashi. What does it mean, Parivartan Ekadashi? This Ekadashi comes in between the Chaturmas, right? Today we are starting the third month of Chaturmas, where we are starting with the fasting of milk. So, as it is in between, the entire 4 months of the Chaturmas is considered the rainy season. The Lord is sleeping, yet the Lord is maintaining all of us, right? Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattaha sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante ma buddhabhava samanvitaha. So Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita 10.8, one of the Chaturshloki verses, and several other places also, Maya adhikshena prakriti suyate esa characharam. And then he also says, Mam chayo vicharena bhakti yogena. Okay, that is a different, the context of maintaining and holding this entire universe, being the source of all the material and spiritual worlds. Aham sarvasya prabhu. Everything emanates from me. Mata sarvam pravartate. Iti matva bhajante mam. The wise who know this worship me with all their hearts. Maya adhikshena prakriti. This prakriti is working under my direction. Maya adhikshena prakriti suyate sa characharam hetu nanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. This jagat becomes created or becomes manifested and unmanifested under the supervision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like that, so many verses are there, right? But during the Chaturmas period, it is said that the Lord is sleeping. So how can the Lord maintain everything when he is sleeping, right? That's what the Acharyas explain, that the Lord can manifest everything simply by desiring. The Lord does not need to wake up, get up, do work, right? That's for that he leaves for devotees like us, right? The devotees want to always satisfy the desires of the Lord. Whatever the Lord wants to do, his three Shaktis, Sandini Shakti, Ladini Shakti, and Sambit Shakti, right? Sat, Chit, and Ananda. The Ananda potency is Ladini Shakti, Srimati Radharani. Sandini Shakti is knowledge. No, Samvit is knowledge, and Sandini Shakti is the eternality, right? The eternality of the eternal substance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Sat, Chit, and Ananda are represented by Sandini Shakti, Samvit Shakti, and Ladini Shakti of the Lord. So the Lord's energies, the three different kinds of energies, they always perform everything that the Lord desires. The Lord does not need to perform any work. Yet the Lord is the source of everything. Aham sarvasya prabho mataha sarvam pravartati. Ishwaraha Paramakrishna Sachidananda Vigraha. Anadir Adir Govindaha Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. Yet he does not need to work. Right? What is that verse? Matstani Sarva Bhutani Nachaham Teshu Vastitaha. Maya Adhikshena Prakriti Suitesu Characharam. Right? What is that? The other, Matstani Sarva Bhutani. Everything is lying upon me. Nachaham Teshu Vastitaha. Yet I am not everywhere. Right? So it's a kind of a contradictory statement that Krishna is making here. But we should understand that this inconceivability, right? This concept of not being able to conceive Krishna completely, that only helps us realize that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No one can completely understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Completely, nobody can understand. We can, of course, hear from the Acharyas, try to understand the greatness of the Lord, engage in devotional service, all that we can do. But at no point in time, even the pure devotees of the Lord cannot claim that now I know the Supreme Personality of Godhead completely. No. Because by the time, somebody perfects their lives, or even the Nitya Siddhas, who are eternally perfected beings, even they don't understand certain things, because Krishna always puts all the living entities under illusion. Right? What is that verse? The first verse of Janmadhyasya Yatonvyat Yatharatas Sharteshu Vijñaswarat Tene Brahma Hriday Adikavi Muyanti Yat Suraya. Right? The first Bhagavatam verse only tells Muyanti Yat Suraya. Suraya means the demigods. And Muyanti means they are all put into illusion by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Satyam Param Dhimahi. Right? The Lord only knows the entire absolute truth. He can put anybody and everybody into illusion. So that is the supreme nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That although he's sleeping during this 4 months of Chaturmasya, yet everything is happening out of his supreme control, until below his supervision. Right? We know that all the demigods are actually administrators of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. And then why this Ekadashi is called Parshva Ekadashi or Parivartana Ekadashi? Parivartana Ekadashi is when the Lord who is sleeping is actually changing his position. He is turning around and is sleeping in the other direction. Right? The entire 4 months from Devshayani Ekadashi, that was the first month of Chaturmasya, the first Ekadashi, until Uthana Ekadashi, when the Lord wakes up. This 4 months, the 8 Ekadashis that come in these 4 months, the Lord is sleeping. On this particular Ekadashi today, Parivartana Ekadashi, the Lord is turning sides, left to right, like that. So that's what is explained by the Acharyas, that today is Parivartana Ekadashi. And every Ekadashi is an opportunity to chant more on the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Every Ekadashi is an opportunity to enhance our devotional service, to study Bhagavad Gita, to study Bhagavatam, to sing Vaishnava songs. And today's Ekadashi is especially more special, right? Every Ekadashi is Madhava Tithi, Bhakti Janani, Jetana Palana Gauri. Anybody who observes this Ekadashi automatically receives the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But today's Ekadashi is a little more special. Why? Because we are also fasting for Vamana Dvadashi. At least we fasted till noon. Till 12 o'clock, we are doing Nirjala fasting for Vamana Dvadashi. That means appearance of Vamana Dev. And we all know Vamana Dev, how he appeared and why he appeared, right? Just to protect the Suras, because that time the entire kingdom, the heavenly planets were under the control of Bali Maharaj, right? Who was born in an Asura Kula, right? Yet Bali Maharaj was very pious, even more than pious, we can say. Bali Maharaj was a pure devotee of the Lord, right? He is one of the Mahajans, right? Valir Sai Vaya Saki Vayam, right? So he is one of the Mahajans, although he is born in the Asura Kula. He is a grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. So in this way, the Lord appears whenever he wants to protect the devotees and annihilate the miscreants, right? Miscreants are generally the Asura Kulas, those who are in the who are born in the demonic families, right? They are generally called Asuras. But here, the Lord appears in the form of a dwarf, right? Appears in the form of a dwarf and a dwarf Brahmana, and he comes and asks Bhiksha, right? Bhiksham Dehi. That is the duty of a Brahmana. He generally begs for alms, and whatever he gets, he's satisfied by it. So he goes and asks Bali Maharaj, because he typically appears to get the kingdom back and give it to the demigods, right? Because the Asuras have captured the kingdom and Bali Maharaj is the king. And Bali Maharaj is one person who gives charity, right? He never says no to charity, right? We remember Karna, right? How he gave his kavacha and kundala even to the Pandavas, right? When Arjuna went and asked, right, according to the direction of Krishna, he removed the kavacha and kundala and gave it, isn't it? So in this way, even though they are born in a demonic family, they have this attitude of charity, right? So Bali Maharaj, in addition to being born in an Asuric family, he was an embodiment of all good qualities because he's a grandson of Prahlad Maharaj, right? So in this way, Bali Maharaj is, he is ready to give anything in charity. And our Lord Vamanadev, who is intent to getting the kingdom from Bali Maharaj and giving it to the Devatas, actually goes in the form of a dwarf Brahmana to our Bali Maharaj and asks Viksham Dehi. And Bali Maharaj says, okay, you ask whatever you want. Oh, little Brahmana, I will give you anything, whatever you want. But Vamanadev, in the guise of a Brahmana, he tells him, I need only 3 steps of land. I don't need anything else. But Bali Maharaj is saying, what will you do? You're so small, you're a dwarf, and your feet are so small. What can you capture in your 3 steps? Ask for more. I am the ruler of all the 3 planets. Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha. Right? I can give you anything. Right? So then Vamanadev says, no, I'm a Brahmana. I need to be satisfied with whatever little I get. I cannot get greedy and ask for more. So in this way, Vamanadev, disguised as a Brahmana, is asking for 3 steps of land, and Bali Maharaj says, okay, so be it. If you want only that much, okay, you take it. And we all know the pastime, how Vamanadev covers the entire earthly planets in the first step, the entire heavenly planets in the second step. The Bali Maharaj's entire possessions are taken away. And then Vamanadev asks Bali Maharaj, where should I keep my 3rd step? Before that, one incident happens. Shukracharya is a spiritual master of the Asuras. He tells, oh, this person is the Supreme Lord himself who is disguised as a Brahmana and is coming and asking for alms. Don't give him the 3 steps of land. He will cover everything. In the 3 steps, he will make you, he will make you lose everything. Everything he will take away. And Bali Maharaj says, if this is indeed the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then everything has come from him. He has only given me everything. So why should I not give it back to him if he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? So I'm going to give him everything, right? And in this way, he actually disobeys his guru and actually gives the alms to this Brahmana, to this Vamanadev, who is disguised as a Brahmana. So the Acharyas tell us that the spiritual master has to be regarded as God. Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shastrair, right? Yuktas Tadha Bhavyate Eva Shadvihi Kintu Prabhurya Priya Eva Tasya Ande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Every day in the morning we sing the Guru Ashtakam. Kintu Prabhurya Priya Eva Tasya. Because the spiritual master takes so much of effort to preach Krishna's glories, he is very, very dear to the Lord. And hence he has to be regarded just like a Lord. There is no difference between the Lord and the spiritual master. However, if that spiritual master is guiding us to go away from the Lord, is taking us away from the Lord, is asking us not to do something, not to give charity to Brahmanas, that spiritual master is telling us not to worship the Lord, then that such a spiritual master can be rejected. So that is why Bali Maharaj is called a Mahajan, because he had the discrimination ability, when to speak, when to listen to the spiritual master, when to even reject the spiritual master, right? When the spiritual master goes against Krishna, advises us against devotional service, that is the time we can even reject the spiritual master. That is why Bali Maharaj is a Mahajan. So finally what happens, Vamanadev is asking Bali Maharaj that, okay, I've taken 2 steps, where should I keep my 3rd step? And Bali Maharaj says, please keep it on my head. So in this way, Bali Maharaj pleases Vamanadev so much, and Vamanadev places his lotus feet on the head of Bali Maharaj and surrenders himself completely. That is why Bali Maharaj is said to be the embodiment of Atma Nivedanam. That means he surrendered his everything, right? Whatever was his kingdom, whatever was his wealth and possessions and everything. Not only that, he also surrendered himself to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in return, Vamanadev told Bali Maharaj that I will come and stay as your doorkeeper wherever you are, right? In that particular planet, wherever you are, I will come and stay as your doorkeeper, like that. So even today, it is said that once a year, there is a festival in Kerala. They make, avial and, specific items, right? Today, I also made avial because that is the best time to make avial, is because you use all the ingredients that are to be used on Ekadashi day, except certain other vegetables. So when you make this avial, and, they celebrate it in a very wonderful way. They say that Bali Maharaj comes and sees everybody's home. Are they happy? Are the people, are the residents of the home, surrender to the Lord? Like that, Bali Maharaj comes and checks in everybody's home, it is said. And also, Vamanadev, every day he stays as a doorkeeper, because the Bali Maharaj surrendered everything to the Lord. Ye etamam prapadyate tam sateva bhajamiham. So Krishna also surrendered his very, he became a servant of Bali Maharaj, just like he became a charioteer for Arjuna. So in this way, when we surrender to the Lord does yoga kshemam vahamiham. The Lord carries what we lack and preserves what we have. However, a devotee does not want the Lord to do that for him, right? Because it is our duty to serve the Lord, but the reciprocation of the Lord is unparalleled. We can never reciprocate with the Lord. That is why the Lord actually gives us much, much more. In fact, what we've received from the Lord only, we're giving it back to the Lord, right? But what does the Lord do? The Lord is Bhavagrahi. He simply sees our intentions or our actions, right? Sometimes, like in Putana's case, right? Putana's actions were demoniac. Like she smeared poison in her breast and fed that poison to Krishna. But Krishna saw that, she wants to feed me from her breast. So actually, Krishna gave her the position of a mother, the spiritual world. Although her actions were demoniac, right? But and her intention also was demoniac. But Krishna saw the action in this case. Her intention was to kill Krishna, but her action was offering her breast to Lord Krishna. So Krishna gave her the position of a mother, right? And in cases where the intention is to please Krishna, like every day it happens, right? Sometimes you want to dress the deity so beautifully, you want to make such nice opulent offerings to the Lord. Sometimes time constant is there, sometimes you don't have the vegetables or whatever may be the case. You're not able to serve, you're not able to offer to the Lord as much as we want to because of so many material constraints around us. But the Lord sees our bhava. If our desire is to offer to the Lord the best of whatever we have, and we want to offer more and more to the Lord, right? The Lord accepts our bhava. Although actually we may not have put salt, right? At today's avial, I don't know, I've not yet tasted it. Maybe there is no salt in the avial, right? But then when it is offered to the Lord, and when we are honoring, the Krishna Prasadam, even if it is without salt, we can be very sure the Lord has accepted the offering. Why? Because that avial is offered to the Lord with love, right? Especially for the occasion of, what do you call, Vamana Dwadashi or whatever may be. Okay, I don't know how far this is true, but I've heard. I've heard in some of the lectures also, and my mother keeps telling me. She's from Kerala, so we offered avial to Lord Vamanadev today. So in this way, when we offer with love, and even though there may be apparent faults in our preparations, the Lord accepts our bhava. And sometimes our bhava may not be in the right place, but yet we are trying to do some devotional service with our hands and stringing a garland or offering something to the Lord. Then the Lord sees our action. Maybe our intent is not pure devotional service, but maybe we are thinking, I will do this for you, you do this for me. Even if it is, like the kheer which is offered with sand. Even like that, then the Lord sees our actions. Okay, at least he is using his senses in my service, right? Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. Even though it may be filled with material desires, Krishna sees our intention or our action to serve him. So let's quickly sing this beautiful song. We'll only sing the Vamana Dev's appearance pastime. Let me just quickly share my screen, and then we'll go ahead with the Ekadashi Mahatmya. चलयसि विक्रमणे बलिं अद्भुतवामन पधनख नीरजनित जन पावन केशवधृता वामन रूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे कलयसि विक्रमणे बलिमद्भुत वामन पदनक नीरजनित जन पावन केशवधृता वामन रूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे. So chalayasi vikramani. Chalayasi means, to try to cheat somebody, right? Well, actually, Vamandev did that only. Did he not cheat Bali Maharaj? He did cheat Bali Maharaj, right? He asked for 3 steps of land, but then he actually expanded himself. He was just a small, boy. What can he cover in 3 feet? But what did he do? Immediately he expanded himself into a gigantic size. So that is 1 step covered the entire earth, another step covered the entire heavenly planets, and the 3rd step he kept on Bali Maharaj's head. So he cheated Bali Maharaj, right? But a devotee likes to be cheated by the Lord, right? Because whatever the Lord does is mercy for the devotee, right? Because he allowed himself to be cheated by the Lord, he always had the association of the Lord. The Lord was always standing in front of his doorstep. He always had the association of the Lord. Chalesi Vikramani. Right? Although Chal Kapat means somebody is trying to cheat you. Even though it happened that way, yet Bali Maharaj received the best mercy of the Lord. Adbhuta Vamana, in the form of the most wonderful form as Vamana Dev, as a dwarf Brahmana. Pada Nakha Neera Janita Jana Pavana. Pada Nakha Neera means from his toenails. When he placed his lotus feet on the sky, what happens? Ganga Devi actually pierced through the heavenly planets and came down through to the earthly planets. So that is how the Ganges actually came down. And when the force of that Ganges was so much, what happened? Lord Shiva actually took that Ganges on his head. That's why we see on the Shada of Lord Shiva, we have the Ganges water, right? Because the force of the Ganges could not be taken by Uma Devi. So first it fell on the Jada of Lord Shiva, and then it flew down to the earthly planets. And of course, there is a Bhagirath pastime also, where actually Bhagirath actually requested for the Ganges to come down. So that is also pastime is there. So the Ganges water that emanated from the nails, Nakha of Lord Vamana, right? He is glorified as being the source of Ganges, right? So that is what it is said, Nakha, right? Nakha means nails. So Pada Nakha Neera. Pada Nakha means Pada Nakha, right? The feet, the toenails. Neera Janita Jana Pavana. The most pure Ganges actually comes down to the earthly planet. Keshavadreta Vamana Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Oh Keshava. Keshava is one who has long Kesha, one who has beautiful wavy black hair, locks of hair, right? Or another meaning of Keshava is also one who kills the Keshi demon, right? Keshavadrita Vamana Rupa, one who's assumed the form of, oh Krishna, actually, right? Oh Krishna, who assumed the form of a dwarf. Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare. O Lord of the universe, all glories to you, all glories to you, all glories to you. So in this way, what is that? Jayadev Goswami, who's written this Dashavatara Stotra, he gives only the prominent incarnations. Otherwise, it is said that the incarnations of the Lord are like the waves of the ocean. One cannot count the number of incarnations. However, Jayadev Goswami has just picked 10 of the prominent incarnations of the Lord, and is described in these beautiful verses, which we glorify as Dashavatara Stotra, where at the end of every paragraph, he says, Keshavadrita Vamana Rupa, Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa, Keshavadrita Meena Sharira. So in this way, he says, Keshava, Krishna, you are Avatari, but you are coming in these various forms as Vamanadev, Nrsimhadev, Matsya Avatar, Kurma Avatar, Varaha Avatar, and all that, right? Like that, you are coming as Vamana Rupa to actually deliver or to give your mercy to Bali Maharaj. The Lord appears for various reasons, but the predominant reason is what is that? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkratam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Although he wanted to give the kingdom to the devatas, it is said that the Lord came to have this loving reciprocation with Bali Maharaj, who is an asura, more than even getting back the kingdom to the devatas. The Lord did not come personally, but he came personally to have this loving reciprocation, to experience how Bali Maharaj is surrendering everything at his lotus feet. Right? Of course, the Lord knew what kind of a devotee Bali Maharaj is. So in that way, he tried to cheat Bali Maharaj, and Bali Maharaj, because of the surrender, captured the Lord's heart so much so that the Lord himself sold himself to Bali Maharaj. And what can be a greater gift for a devotee? That the Lord is giving himself because the devotee has pleased him. Shri Vamana Dwadashi Vrata ki jai. All right, now let's go ahead and we will now read the glories of Parshva Ekadashi. Right, so today we fasted till noon, full fast till noon, and after that we can break fast with Ekadashi Prasadam, which means fruits. Some do falahar, some do nirjala also the whole day. Some do sajala, some do safala, some do normal Ekadashi Prasadam, like with there's potatoes and carrot and all that stuff, right? So, but we fast for Ekadashi the whole day, and tomorrow, as per the Parana time that is there, we will go ahead with the breaking of the fast. It's very important to break fast as per the Parana time that's prescribed. All right. So we completed the Mangalachan prayers. Now we go on to the Ekadashi Mahatmya. Ekadashi Mahatmya is when Yudhishthira Maharaj asks Lord Sri Krishna, right? We all know we celebrate Pandav Nirjal Ekadashi. We also observe Nirjal the entire day because Bhima himself observed that day as Nirjala, right? Bhima can never fast. So he asked Krishna, one day I want to observe, and that amounts to following all the other Ekadashis. And in this way, Lord Krishna told, okay, you observe the Pandav Nirjala Ekadashi. So on that day, we all observe Nirjala. But in other Ekadashis, of course, we can have, according to our capacity, we have to engage in devotional service. So as much as we want to have water or fruits or Ekadashi Prasadam, we can have that. But the main goal, more than fasting, is feasting on the holy names of the Lord. We chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra more and more. And that pleases the Lord more. So on this auspicious Parshva Ekadashi, let us see the glories of Parshva Ekadashi as given by Lord Sri Krishna to Maharaja Yudhishthira. Right? As Maharaja Yudhishthira actually asks the Lord, what is the glory of this Parshva Ekadashi? I think, let me increase, Okay, so devotees can raise your hands and then let's start reading the glories of Parshva Ekadashi. All right, Sridhar Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam Mataji.
Dandot Pranam Prabhu.
Sri Yudhishthira Maharaj asked of Lord Sri Krishna, what is the name of that Ekadashi that occurs during the light fortnight Shukla Paksha of the month of Bhadrapada, August, September, Rishikesha Masa, who is the worshipable deity for the Ekadasi, and what merit does one attain in observing it? Kindly reveal all of this to me, my Lord. The Supreme Personality of the Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, addressed his devoted Yudhishthira as follows. The Ekadasi, O Yudhishthira, is called Vamana Ekadasi, and it bestow upon those who observe it both great merit and ultimate liberation from the material bondage. Therefore, because it removes all one's sinful reaction, it's also called Jayanti Ekadasi. Just hearing of it, glorious frees one from all his past misdeeds. So there is no better Ekadasi than this.
So auspicious is this
so
fast.
Auspicious in this fast that observing is bestow the same merit as that earned by performing a horse sacrifice. There is no better Ekadasi than this because it awards liberation so easily. Thus, if one truly desired freedom from the punishing material world, one should fast on Vamana Ekadasi while observing this holy fast. A Vaishnava should lovingly worship the Supreme Lord in his form of Vamanadev, the dwarf incarnation whose eyes are like lotus petals. By doing so, he worships all other deities as well, including Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And at death, he undoubtedly goes to the abode of Sri Hare. In all these three words, there is no fast that is more important to observe. The reason this Ekadasi so auspicious is that to celebrate the day when the sleeping Lord Vishnu turns over on his other side. Thus, it also known as Parivardhane Ekadasi. Parivardhani Ekadasi. Maharaja Yudhishthira then asked of the Lord, "O Janardana, please clear up the question I have. How is that The Supreme Lord sleeps. Then turn over his side. Oh Lord, when you are asleep, when what happens to all other living entities? Please also tell me how you born the king of the demons, Bali, Bali Maharaj,
Daityaraj.
Bali Daityaraj, Bali Maharaj, as well as how one may please the Brahmanas. How does one observe Chaturmasa, which you mentioned in the Chaturmasa Mahatmya
Chaturmasya
of
Mahatmya.
Chaturmasa
Bhavishya.
Mahatmya of Bhavishya Purana? Kindly be merciful to me and answer this question. The Supreme
Hare Krishna.
Personality of
Thank you, Prabhu. We'll ask Rohini Mataji to continue. Yeah, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna replied.
Hare Krishna.
The Supreme Hare Krishna Mataji. The Supreme Lord Shri Krishna replied, though a dwarf, I was a Brahmana and I approached that pious King Bali
No,
to
no.
ask
Oh,
him for
Yudhishthira, Lion among kings. I will gladly narrate you a historical event that simply by hearing eradicates all one's sinful reactions.
Oh, sorry,
In the
Mataji.
Treta Yuga,
In the Treta Yuga, there was a king of the name Bali. Though born in a family dynasty of demons, Daityas, he was very devoted to me. He sang many Vedic hymns to me and performed the Homer rituals, fire sacrifices, just to satisfy me. He respected the twice born Brahmins and engaged them in performing sacrifices daily. This great soul had a quarrel with Indra, however, and eventually defeated him in battle. Bali took over his entire celestial kingdom, which I myself had given to Indra. Therefore, Indra and all the other devatas, demigods, along with many great sages, approached me and complained about Bali Maharaja. Bowing their, bowing their heads to the ground and offering many sacred prayers from the Vedas, they worshipped me along with their spiritual master Brihaspati. Thus, I agreed to appear on their behalf as a dwarf Vamandeva. My fifth incarnation, King Yudhishthira, further inquired, O Lord, how was it possible for you to conquer such a powerful demon and only by coming in the form of a dwarf Brahmin? Please explain this clearly, for I am your faithful devotee. The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna explained, though a dwarf, I was a Brahmana and I approached that pious King Bali to ask him for alms in the form of land. I said, O Daitya Raja Bali, please give me just 3 steps of land in charity. Such a small piece of land will be good as all 3 worlds for me. Bali agreed to grant my request without lengthy consideration. But as soon as he vowed to give me the land, my body began to expand into a gigantic transcendental form. I covered the entire earth with my feet, all the Bhuvarloka and my thighs, the Swarga heavens with my waist, Maharloka with my stomach, Janaloka with my chest, Tapaloka with my neck, and Satyaloka with my head and face. I covered the entire material creation. Indeed, all the planets of the universe, including the sun and the moon, were encompassed by my gigantic form. Seeing this astonishing pastime of mine, all the demigods, including Indra and Shesha, the king of the snakes, began to sing Vedic hymns and offer prayers to me. Then I took Bali by the hand and said to him, O sinless one, I have covered the whole earth with 1 step and all the heavenly planets with the second. Now, where shall I place my foot to measure the 3rd step of land you promised me? Upon hearing this, Bali Maharaja bowed down in humility and offered me his head to place my 3rd step. O Yudhishthira, I placed my foot on his head and sent him all the way to Patala Loka. Seeing him thus humble, I became very pleased and told Bali that henceforth I would permanently reside in his palace. Thereafter, on Parivartini Ekadashi, which occurs during the light part of the month of Bhadra, August to September, Bali, the son of Virochana, grandson of Prahlad, installed a deity form of me in his residence. O king, until Haribodhini Ekadashi, which occurs during the light part of the month of Kartika, I continue to sleep in the ocean of milk. The merit one accumulates during this period is particularly powerful. One should therefore observe
Hare Krishna.
Parivartini
Okay. Okay, finish it. Yeah. One should therefore observe. Yeah. Can you see? Okay, fine. Let's ask Sindhu Mataji. Go ahead, Mataji. Sindhu Mataji, can you hear? Can you see?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, pranams.
Pranams, Mataji. Yes, go ahead.
One should therefore observe Parivartini Ekadashi carefully. Indeed, it's especially purifying and thus cleanses one of all sinful reactions. On this day, the faithful devotee should worship Lord Trivikrama, Vamanadeva, who is the Supreme Father, because on this day I turn over to sleep on my other side. If possible, on this day, one should give a qualified person some yogurt mixed with rice as well as some silver, and then remain awake throughout the night. The simple observance will free one of all material conditioning. One who observes the sacred Parivartini Ekadashi in the way I have described will surely attain all kinds of happiness in this world and the kingdom of God in the hereafter. One who simply hears this narration with devotion will go to the abode of the demigods and shine there like the moon itself. So powerful is observance of this Ekadashi. Indeed, this observance is as powerful as the performance of 1,000 horse sacrifices. Thus ends the narration of the glories of Parivartini Ekadashi or Vamana Ekadashi, which occurs during the light part of the month of Bhadrapada from the Brahma Vaivarta Purana. Note, the next day after Ekadashi, Shri Vamana Dwadashi, appearance day of Lord Vamana Deva, Ekadashi fast is observed till noon. The fast is broken after noon with Ekadashi Prasadam. Next day, Shri Vamana Dwadashi, observe Lord Vamana Dev's appearance.
No, so there's no fasting tomorrow. We've clarified that. There's no fasting tomorrow. So tomorrow you can, we have feasting of Lord Vamanadev's appearance day Mahaprasadam, but we chant more number of rounds both today as well as tomorrow. So because on Dwadashi day it is not recommended to fast. So Dwadashi day we are supposed to break fast as per the parent time that is given in our local Vaishnava calendars. So thank you very much for studying the glories. So it says that anyone who simply hears the glory of this Ekadashi and also follows the what is prescribed here to the extent it is possible for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga, actually pleases the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it is also called Jayanti Ekadashi because it gives the liberation. Right? What is Jaya? What is victory? Ultimate victory of human form of life is to attain Krishna Prema, to situate ourselves in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? Mukti hitvan yatha rupam swarupena vyavastitihi. By situating ourselves as in our constitutional position as a servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is the ultimate liberation that we are all seeking. So in this way, Lord Krishna explains this wonderful glory of observing this Parivartana Ekadashi. Parivartana Ekadashi Mahamahotsava ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki jai. All right. So now let's move ahead. Okay. Next is now we will go to Bhagavad Gita chapter number 18. So we've been doing the summary study of Bhagavad Gita every Ekadashi. We've been doing one or half chapter or one chapter depending on the number of important verses that were there. So we've been keeping 18 chapter pending for a while now for some reason, I don't know. On the auspicious day of Vamana Dwadashi, the day before that, maybe Krishna wanted us to complete it. So let's quickly go ahead to the 18th chapter, a summary study of the Bhagavad Gita, where we will go through the important verses of the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, and we'll study the translation, and we'll try to discuss some verses, some of the important verses. I believe 5-6 verses are there. So 18.42, Shri Bhagavan, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavad Gita 18.42, Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Shamodama Tapa Shaucham, Shantir Arjavamevacha, Jnanam Vijnanam Astikyam, Brahma Karma Swabhavajam. So the Supreme, anyone, Mansi Mataji, please read the translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji, happy
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah. Samodamastapa Saucham Shantir Arjavamaiva cha Jnanam Vijnanam Astikyam Brahma Karma Swabhavacham. Synonyms are Shubha, Jashubha, Sama, peacefulness, Dhamma, self-control, Tapa, austerity, Saucham, purity, Kshanti, tolerance, Arjavam, honesty, Eva, certainly, Cha, and Jnanam, wisdom, Vijnanam, knowledge, Astikyam, religiousness, Brahma, of a Brahmana, Karma, duty, Swabhavajam, born of his own nature. Translation of Shilpa Jai Shilpa, peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, wisdom, knowledge, and religiousness. These are the qualities by which the Brahmanas worked. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So these are the qualities of a Brahmana, right? Shamo, Dhamma, Tapas, Shaucham, Shantir, Arjavam, Evacha, right? So today what we are doing is austerity. This is also one of the important qualities of a Vaishnava. In fact, these are all Brahminical qualities. These qualities, peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, etc. These, we are following Tapaha today, right? We are fasting from grains and beans. We fasted, even without water till 12 o'clock. So all that we are doing, right? These qualities are only in the mode of goodness. These qualities take us to the mode of goodness. That is, these are the qualities of a Brahmanas. But a Vaishnava is even higher than the Brahmana, right? So one who has all these qualities, but one who does not have, it's not dedicated oneself unto the devotional service of the Lord, then he remains at the level of a Brahmana. But whereas when who engages everything, all of these qualities, who possesses these qualities, and yet engages in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, becomes a Vaishnava. He becomes greater than a Brahmana. Sometimes a Vaishnava may not have, these qualities of patience, these qualities of performing so much of very difficult austerities, may not have, so may not be peaceful, may seem to not have self-control, right? But even such devotees of the Lord are considered higher. Why? Because their destination is Goloka Vrindavan. Whereas the Brahmana's destination is, he is satisfied in this world by way of his, he has this quality of satisfaction and tolerance. He's happy with whatever little he gets. He is not greedy. He is not envious. So all of these things, when it is there, it seems like, this person is very, very, it's an embodiment of all the good qualities. But such person also, if he does not have Krishna consciousness, if he does not have a devotional service, then he is not considered better than he's not considered, first and foremost, he's considered only a Brahmana, right? He will not come up to the stage of a Vaishnava. Whereas a Vaishnava, although he may not have all these good qualities, but if he has the quality of surrender to the Lord, if he has the quality of working or utilizing all of his senses in the service of the Lord, then he is considered, even though he may not possess all of these qualities, he is still considered higher than a Brahmana because he is considered as a Vaishnava. All right, let's move on to text number 54 of chapter number 18. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Brahmabhuta Prasannatma न शोचति न कांक्षति samasarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labate param. All right. Yeah, Mansi Mataji, go ahead.
Brahmabhuta prasannatma na sochati na kankshati samasarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim.
Anyone else wants to read can raise your hand.
Brahmabhuta, being one with the absolute, prasannatma, fully joyful, na, never, sochati, laments, na, never, kankshati, desires, some are equally disposed, sarveshu, all, bhuteshu, living entity, mad bhaktim, my devotional service, labate, gains, param, transcendental. Translation by Shrupa, Jai Shrupa. One who is thus transcendently situated at once realizes the supreme Brahman. He never laments nor desires to have anything. He is equally disposed to every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. Purport? To the impersonalist.
No, okay, thank you, Mataji. We will read only this. We have a lot to cover. All right. So, we can always read the purport. We should definitely read the purport in detail at our own leisure at home. Prabhupada's purports are the reasons for our transformation, for our advancement in devotional life, right? Otherwise, if we may read the translation also, we may not know the applicability. But Prabhupada's purports will tell us how to apply these in our life. So now, because we have about about half an hour more, and we will also have to study Krishna book, and then we'll do one round of chanting also. We'll quickly try to discuss, right? All our discussions are based on Prabhupada's purports only, anyways. So, Brahmabhuta Prasannatma na shochati na kankshati. Again, this is the stage of no lamentation and no hankering. Na shochati na kankshati. Na shochati means does not lament over anything, does not desire anything, does not think anything about material sense gratification. Na kankshati means does not lament over anything. Oh, I have lost this, I want this, right? No lamenting and no hankering. Sama sarveshu bhuteshu. Right? He's equally indisposed towards all the living entities because he sees everyone as parts and parcels of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He sees everyone carrying Lord Sri Krishna in their hearts. So it does not discriminate whether it is a man or a woman or a beast or an animal, right? Not that he goes and hugs an animal thinking, oh, you are my brother. It's not like that, right? One has a discrimination power also. And he interacts with living entities according to the mindset that, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is also present as a super soul. That means I don't harm any living entity. I don't unnecessarily kill other living entities. I don't unnecessarily cause any kind of harm or cause any kind of inconvenience to others, knowing well that I'm also a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, and this living entity is also a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So as much as possible, we try to help each other, we try to serve each other, and in this way, sama sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhakti labate param, right? Because he keeps Krishna in the center of everything, and he sees everything in relationship with Krishna. He also engages in devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then let's listen to the next verse, 18.55. Very important verses. These are all verses that we memorize even for our Bhakti Shastri, and Prabhupada has quoted these verses so many times in all of his lectures. Very, very important verses. So 18.55, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati Yavan Yaschasmi Tattvataha Tato Mam Tattvato Jnatva Vishate Tat Anantaram. Okay, Devaki Dayarupa Mataji, go ahead. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
भक्त्या मामभिजानाति यावान् यच्चास्मि ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा विशते तदनन्तरम्. Bhaktya, by pure devotional service. Mam, me. Abhijanati, one can know. Yavan is what is. Yacha asmi is I am. Tatvatah, in truth. Tatah, thereafter. Mam, me. Tatvatah, in truth. Janatva, knowing. Vishate, he enters. Tat anantaram, thereafter. One can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God.
So this is the formula to go back home, back to Godhead. What is the formula to go back home, back to Godhead? Bhakti, performing devotional service into the Supreme Personality of Godhead under the instructions of a bona fide spiritual master. Under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. So this is the way one can go back home, back to Godhead. Bhaktyamam abhijanati. Bhaktyamam, it's only by devotional service. Abhijanati, can somebody know me as I am? Yavan yaschasmi tattvataha. Tattvataha means the truth. One knows me in actuality. One knows me in actual truth. Only by the process of devotional service. Tato mam tattvato jnatva vishate tat anantaram. And when one understands me completely, then one works completely in devotion to me, and in this way he comes back to me. All right, Bhagavad Gita 18.58. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Matchittaha Sarva Durgani Mat Prasadat Tarishyasi Atachetvam Ahankaran Na Shroshasi Dinangshasi. Hema Mataji, go ahead. Hare Krishna.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, if you become conscious of me, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by my faith. However, you do not work in such consciousness, but as to false ego, not hearing me, be lost.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Matchitta Sarva Durgani. That means Durga means fort, right? Durga means the person who is in charge of this fort. What is that fort? This fort that is surrounding us because of our sense gratificatory propensities. Matchittaha, you become conscious of me, then what happens? Sarva Durgani Mat Prasadat Tarishyasi. You will overcome all the obstacles of the conditioned life. Mat Prasadat, by my grace. Atachetvam ahankaran. If you don't work in such consciousness, but you work with ahankar, you work with false ego, na shroshasi, vinangshasi, right? Without listening to me. Shrotra, shrotavya vini rajendran, right? Shravanam, that is a root word of shroshasi, shravanam. If you don't hear what I am saying, then vinangshasi, you will be lost. So matchittaha sarva durgani, become conscious of me. Sarva durgani mat prasadat tarishyasi. Tarishyasi means you will pass over all the obstacles of this material world. Mat prasadat, by my grace. Atachetvam, if you don't do it that way, if you think you are doing all the work by your own abilities, if you have that kind of false ego, ahankaran, then without listening to me, if you work according to your false ego, then vinangshasi, then you will be completely lost. Right? So whatever work we do, whatever work we do, whatever thoughts we have, manasa deho geho jo kichu more, we have to offer it to the lotus feet of Nanda Nandana. Arpidu tuva pade Nanda Kishore. So that is the sure short formula for success. Right? Okay, let's move ahead. Next verse, 18.61. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Ishwaraha Sarvabhutanam Hrideshe Arjuna Tishtati Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantra Rudhani Mayaya. Okay, Moshmi Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, the Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjun, and is directing the directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy.
Thank you, Mataji. So, Ishwaraha Sarvabhutanam in all the living entities. So, Ishwaraha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hrideshe Arjuna Tishtati. Oh Arjuna, I am situated in everybody's heart. Hrideshe Tishtati. I am situated in everybody's heart. Brahmayan Sarvabhutani. Yantra Rudani Maya. Yantra means machine. Right? I am seated in everyone's heart, just like as if seated on a machine made of the material energy. This machine of the material energy is Prakriti, right? When somebody sits on an airplane where he goes around, right? He's situated as integral part of it. So similarly, the Lord is saying, just like somebody is seated on a machine that's made of a material energy, similarly, I am situated in everyone's heart and I direct the wanderings of all the living entities, right? A machine is directed by the driver, right? He's seated there, he drives the vehicle. The vehicle moves according to the direction of the person who's driving the vehicle. So the Lord says, I drive all the living entities. I direct all the wanderings of the living entities because I am situated in their heart. All right, let's move to the next verse, 18.65. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Manmana Bhava Madbhakto. This is a verse that is repeated twice. Right? When some instruction is important, then always there is repetition to ensure that there is emphasis given here. So it is very important that I follow. Right? So in that way, okay, Rohini Mataji, I'll call you again. Just raise your hand. I'll call you again. All right. So, so this was an important verse. That is why Krishna repeated this verse. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Both in the 9th chapter as well as in the 18th chapter. Right? Krishna is repeating this verse. So this verse is very important. So 18.65. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Mami vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. Okay, Karpagavali Mataji, go ahead.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Sri Bhagavan Manmana Bhava.
Not audible. Please unmute yourself, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Manmana Madhyaji Nami Satyam the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. Thus, you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Very wonderful. Man mana bhava, always think of me. Mad bhakto, become my devotee. Man mana bhava, mad bhakto, mad yaji, worship me. Mam namaskuru, offer your homage unto me. Right? Such clear instructions, right? There is no ambiguity. You simply have to do these 4 things. And Krishna told in 9th chapter also, and Krishna must have thought, oh, after that I've explained so much of Jnana Yoga, maybe the basic instruction got forgotten. So again in the conclusion of 18th chapter, Krishna is so merciful that Krishna is again repeating his instruction, right? Whenever a verse is repeated, right? There's one more verse also which is repeated, right? Whenever such verses are repeated, it is very, very important that we give importance especially to these verses, right? Actually, every word of the Supreme Lord is important, but these kind of verses are much more important, very, very important, because they've been repeated with the Lord, right? So 4 clear instructions. Man mana bhava, always remember me. Mad bhakto, become my devotee. Mad yaji, worship me. Mam namaskuru, offer your obeisances unto me. Ma me vaishyasi satyamte, that means you will definitely come back to me. Prati jane priyosime, you are my very dear friend, and you will, I promise you this, right? Pratigya means I promise you this. Why? Because you are very dear to me, you will definitely come back to me. Ma me vaishyasi means you will come back to me without fail, because you're my very dear friend, and you're very dear to me. All right, 18.66. Okay, 66, 68, 69, 78. All right, so 4 devotees can read all of this. Okay, let me share my screen, and devotees can raise your hands if you would like to read. All right, 18.66. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshishami Ma Shuchaha. Okay, Rohini Mataji, go ahead.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshashyami Ma Suchaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Hare Krishna. Right? So, what does the Lord Krishna say? Sarvadharman Parityajya. Give up all varieties of religion. Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Just exclusively surrender unto me. Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo. I will liberate you from all the Papebhyo, all the sinful reactions. Mokshayishyami. I will deliver you. Ma Shuchaha. Don't fear. Right? So, what kind of dharma are we supposed to Parityajya? We are supposed to do our dharma. Krishna is saying, perform your dharma, don't be attached to the results. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phalishu kadachana. Ma karma phala heturbur mate sangostu karmani. So Krishna says, if you don't perform your dharma, you will incur sinful reactions. And here is saying you give up your dharma. So what kind of dharma should we give up? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha we need to give up. And what dharma we have to follow? Savipumsam paro dharma yata bhaktir ajokshaje. Aituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. So what dharma we should follow? We should follow the dharma of bhakti. Whatever we do, yat karoshi, yadashnashi, yat juhoshi, dadashyat, yat tapashyasi kaunteya, tat gurushva mad arpanam. By surrendering everything at the lotus feet of the Lord, we have to perform our swadharma as well as our sanatana dharma. So we are surrendering. What is it we are surrendering? We are surrendering the intention of acquiring something by performing our dharma. We are performing our dharma for the pleasure of the Lord, and that is the consciousness to perform our dharma. All right, let's move ahead. 18.60. Okay, 18.66 we finished. 18.68. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Ya idam paramam guhyam madbhakteshvabidasyati bhaktim mai param kritva mame vaishyatya samshayaha. Okay, Devaki Dayarba Mataji, go ahead.
Yam idam paramam guhyam madbhakteshvabidasyati bhaktim mai param kritva mame vaishyatya samshayaha. For one who explains this supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed. And at the end, he will come back to me.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So this is what was Prabhupada's instruction also to all of his disciples. Whatever you hear from me, right? I am not saying anything different from what Lord Krishna said. Prabhupada says, Lord Krishna says, surrender to me. And I am telling, surrender to Krishna. There is no difference in the message. So, and he told, whatever you hear from me, just go and repeat it. And that's what Krishna also says. Anyone who glorifies me, who gives this message of Krishna consciousness to others is most dear to me. Right? Prabhupada said the same thing. Anyone who gives this message of Krishna to others becomes very dear to me. And one who becomes dear to Prabhupada becomes very dear to Krishna. Right? If you please Prabhupada, it's easier to please Krishna. Otherwise, we don't know how to please Krishna, but we know what it takes to please Prabhupada. Simply follow Prabhupada's instructions. Okay. 18.69. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Nacha Tasman Manushesho Kaschin Me Priyakrittamaha Bhavita Nacha Me Tasmat Anyaha Priyataro Bhuvi. Okay, Moshmi Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, there is no servant in the world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear.
Yeah. So not only is Krishna saying such a person who glorifies me, who spreads this message of Krishna consciousness is dear to me, but he's also saying there is no one else who's more dear to me than this person who actually is spreading my glories. So a very easy instruction. We simply have to glorify Krishna all the time. We'll become dear to Krishna. All right, Mansi Mataji, go ahead. Shri Sanjovacha Yatra Yogeshwaraha Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanurdaraha Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama.
Hare Krishna. Sanjay Uvacha Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Sanjay said, wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjun, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we are only bothered about the opinions of the Lord and his devotees. Right? Sanjaya had so much of mercy from his spiritual master, Vyasadev's mercy. He's sitting in the battle, sitting in the palace of with Dhritarashtra. He was able to see everything. He could even see the Vishwarupa form of the Lord sitting in the palace of Hastinapur. Right? He got this Divya Drishti by the mercy of Vyasadeva. So he is saying in his opinion, what is it? Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, and wherever there is a supreme archer Arjuna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha, there will always be Shrir, Vijaya, and Bhutir. Right? That means what? There will be opulence, there will be victory, and there will be extraordinary power. Dhruva means that is Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. That is my opinion, that there will be extraordinary opulence, victory, and power wherever Krishna and Arjuna are there, right? And morality is also there, right? Because in every circumstance, Yudhishthira Maharaj was always following the moral codes, right? That's why we also see. But we should also remember, Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. If the Lord is asking someone to even lie, then one has to immediately follow the Lord's instructions. Right? There is no better dharma than following the instructions of our spiritual masters and following the instructions of Lord Sri Krishna. Right? And the spiritual master is to be rejected only when the spiritual master is giving instructions against the word of the Lord. Right? Otherwise, we have to balance our life in according to instructions of Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu. Right? The Guru always tells Krishna Mati Rastu. The Guru always tells us always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. The Guru gives us instructions how to chant Hare Krishna with more taste, with more dedication, with more absorption. So in this way, Guru always guides us. How can we become closer to Krishna? So Grantraj, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All right. So next in the schedule is what? Mangalacharan prayers, Ekadashi Mahatmya, Bhagavad Gita chapter 18. We finished summary study. Okay, let's move on to Krishna book, and then we'll do one round of chanting. Probably we will take up to 2 o'clock. We've done Sankirtan in the beginning of the session. So quickly, let's go on to Krishna book study, and then we will go on to one round of chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So today we are starting with a wonderful chapter, which is chapter number 21. The gopis attracted by the flute. This is a very wonderful chapter, right? We see how when Krishna plays the flute, then everybody, all the gopis, they leave everything as it is. Whether they are cooking or they are bathing or they are dressing or they are honoring prasadam, whatever they are doing, or they are dressing themselves up in whatever situation they are in, they leave everything and they and they are attracted so much to Krishna, right? Sarvam akarshani iti Krishna. Actually, all of us have to get attracted to Krishna like that only. But because of our conditioning, because of our kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mata, matsarya, because of our desire to lord it over material nature, because of our sense gratificatory propensities, we are not getting attracted by Lord Krishna. We are getting attracted by all of the material things of this world. Yeah. So in this way, let's see how the gopis get attracted by actually studying these chapters. Especially these are very, very, very high level topics, right? As we studying this, we should understand one important thing. As we study this, we should understand that Krishna ekala Ishvara Krishna ara sabha britya. Everyone else is created by the Lord and is meant for the enjoyment of the Lord, right? We are not competing with the Lord. We are only understanding the greatness of the Lord. In the first 9 cantos, and the 10th canto is the Lord's pastimes with his dearmost devotees who have surrendered their life for the mission of the Lord, for the pleasure of the Lord, right? And Lord only expands himself into Srimati Radharani whenever he wants to enjoy himself. And Srimati Radharani expands herself into the various gopis. Lalita, Champakalata, Chitra, Tungavidya, Vishaka, Induleka, Rangadevi, Sudevi, all are expansions of Srimati Radharani. All the gopis assist Radha and Krishna in their pastimes. And then there are the Manjaris. All of our acharyas are Manjaris. Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari. Bhakti Vinod Thakur is Kamala Manjari. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is Naina Manjari. All of our acharyas are Manjaris in the spiritual world. So Krishna is there. When Krishna wants to expand, Krishna expands into Srimati Radharani. And everything, everyone, including the Jiva Tattvas, are all energies of the Lord. So we are created to be enjoyed by the Lord. We should not have this tendency that if Lord is enjoying, I should also enjoy. No, the Lord is the only enjoyer. We are meant to be enjoyed by the Lord. Hence, it is always told that we should not do anukaran. We should not do what the Lord is doing. We should do anusharan. That means we should surrender to the instructions of the Lord and do what the Lord tells us to do and not what the Lord is doing. Right? The Lord is the supreme personality of God. He can do anything. But we need to follow the regulative principles as enunciated by the Lord. Hence, we should also always do Anusharan and not Anukaran. Right? So, in that mode of completely being, because this is the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we should ensure by this time we should all clearly know I am servant of the Lord, and these kind of pastimes of the Lord are meant for my purification. I want to be somehow or the other be engaged in serving the Lord. That is why the Lord is giving us just jalak. The Lord is giving us a trailer. Don't get attracted to all these material objects. Get attracted to me. Get attracted to my pastimes. Come back to me. Come back to Goloka Vrindavan Dham. So that is why we are reading all these pastimes for our purification. The more we study these pastimes under the guidance of Srila Prabhupada by including his purports. We are reading Prabhupada's version where Prabhupada is including the philosophy also as we are studying this. So our consciousness has to be very clear, especially when we are studying these chapters. All right, let's move ahead. The gopis attracted by the flute. Okay, Maushmi Mataji, go ahead. With the arrival of the beautiful autumn season,
with the arrival of the beautiful autumn season, the water in the lake and rivers became as clear as crystal and filled with the fragrant lotus flower, and breeze blew very pleasantly. At that time, Krishna entered the forest of uh, Vrindavan, and with the cows and cowherds boys. Krishna was very much pleased with the atmosphere of the forest, where the flower bloom and bees and drones hummed very jubilantly. Uh, jubilantly. While the birds, trees, and plants were all looking very happy. Happy. Krishna tending the cows and accompanied by Sri Balaram, accompanied by Sri Balaram and the cowherd boys began to vibrate his transcendental flute. After hearing the vibration of the flute of Krishna, the gopis in Vrindavan remembered him and began to talk among themselves about how nicely Krishna was playing his flute. When the
Thank you,
gopis
Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So
Hare
here
Krishna.
we see the process of devotional service. First is Shravanam, right? Hearing the flute sound of Krishna is Shravanam. And then what do? Kirtanam. That means they start talking to each other about Krishna. Right? Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Krishna is playing the flute so wonderfully. Oh, I am forgetting everything else. I'm so attracted to this sound of the flute. And then what do? In the meanwhile, they're doing Smaranam. They're remembering the pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna. And in this way, Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Smaranam are always happening. When the gopis are remembering the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, their minds become disturbed. They are not able to focus on what they are doing, but they are hearing the beautiful sound vibration. That is why the Shikshashtakam prayers that are given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is said that Shikshashtakam prayers are non-different from Gopi Geet. That is why early in the morning we chant the Shikshashtakam prayers before we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because that sets the mood. What is the mood? Right? I don't want na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. Kavitamba jagadisha game, mama janmani janmanishware, bhavatad bhakti rahituki tvayi. I simply want to engage in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I don't want any wealth. I don't want any followers. Na dhanam, I don't want any wealth. Na janam, I don't want any followers. Na sundari, I don't want any attraction from the opposite sex. Na kavitamba jagadisha game, I don't want any fame, name, fame, glory. Mama janmani janmanishware, bhavatad bhakti rahitu tvai. Life after life, I simply want to be engaged in your service, right? So the gopis, although they are engaged in their, Prabhupada gives example also of how, one performs one's material work so wonderfully that, just like a wife who has a paramour does her housework so wonderfully that the husband does not suspect that the wife has a paramour. She finishes all the work at home and then she goes to meet the paramour. Right? I'm not advocating illicit sex here. Right? This is just an example that is given that one should love Krishna so much that one is so absorbed in wanting to spend dedicated time for Krishna's service, like studying Bhagavad Gita, studying Bhagavatam, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra more and more and more. One does one's family responsibility duties like cooking, offering bhoga to the Lord, prasadam is ready, right? One takes care of the children, does everything for the family, everything, and gives this exclusive attention to Lord Krishna. One does one's family responsibilities very nicely, knowing well that once I complete this, I will have all my time for devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So like that, the gopis, what are they doing? They're performing their work very expertly, but at the same time, they're engaging in Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Smaranam. So if these three things are happening very nicely, then automatically Anartha Nivritti will start and we will attain the stage from Shraddha to Krishna Prema. Okay, let's move ahead. Where were we? Yeah. So they began to talk amongst themselves, Kirtanam, about how nicely Krishna was playing the flute, and they remembered Krishna. That is Smaranam. Right? And then, okay, let's move ahead. Rohini Mataji, quickly, please read. Where do you have to start, And the gopis were describing. Yeah.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yeah, go ahead.
When the gopis were describing the sweet vibration of Krishna's flute, they also remembered their pastimes with him. Thus, their minds became disturbed and they were unable to describe completely the beautiful vibration. While discussing the transcendental vibration, they remembered also how Krishna dressed, decorated with a peacock feather on his head, just like a dancing actor, and with blue flowers pushed over his ear. His garment glowed with yellow gold, and he was garlanded with a Vaijayanti necklace. Dressed in such an attractive way, Krishna filled up the holes of his flute with the nectar emanating from his lips. So they remembered him. Entering the forest of Vrindavan, which is always glorified by the footprints of Krishna and his companions. Krishna was very expert in playing the flute, and the gopis were captivated by the sound vibration, which was attractive not only to them but to all living creatures who heard them. One of the gopis told her friends, the highest perfection of the eyes is to see Krishna and Balram entering the forest and playing their flutes and tending the cows with their friends. Persons who are constantly engaged in the transcendental meditation of seeing Krishna internally and externally by thinking of him playing the flute, entering the Vrindavan forest, and tending the cows with the cowherd boys have really attained the perfection of samadhi. Samadhi, trance, means absorption of all activities of the senses in a particular object. And the gopis indicate that the pastimes of Krishna are the perfection of all meditation and samadhi. It is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita that anyone who is always absorbed in the thought of Krishna is the topmost of all yogis. Another gopi expressed her opinion that Krishna and Balarama, while tending the cows with the cowherd boys, appeared just like actors going to play on a dramatic stage. Krishna was dressed in glowing garments of yellow, Balarama in blue, and they held new twigs of mango tree, peacock feathers, and bunches of flowers in their hands. Dressed with garlands of lotus flowers, they were sometimes singing very sweetly among their friends. One gopi told her friends, "How is it Krishna and Balarama looking so beautiful?" Another gopi said, "My dear friends, we cannot even think of his bamboo flute. What sort of pious activities did it execute so that it is now enjoying the nectar of the lips of Krishna, which is actually the property of us gopis? Krishna sometimes kisses the gopis, therefore, the transcendental nectar of his lips are available only to them." So the gopis asked, "How is it possible that the flute, which has nothing but a bamboo rod, is always enjoyed in engaging the nectar from Krishna's lips?" Because the flute is engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord, the mother and the father of the flute must be happy. The lakes and the rivers are considered to be the mothers of the trees because the trees live simply by drinking water. So the waters of the lakes and rivers of Vrindavan were in a happy mood, full of blooming lotus flowers, because the waters were thinking, "How is it that our son, the bamboo rod, is enjoying the nectar of Krishna's lips?" The bamboo trees standing by the banks of the rivers and the lakes were also happy to see their descendants so engaged in the service of the Lord. Just as persons who are advanced in transcendental knowledge take pleasure in seeing the descendants engage in the service of the Lord. The trees were overwhelmed with joy and were incessantly yielding honey, which flowed from the beehives hanging on their branches. Another
Thank you,
gopi
Mataji.
spoke.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much. Thank you. Very wonderful, isn't it? See, the lakes and the rivers are the place where the trees draw their water, right? Through the soil. So the trees are said to be the descendants of the lakes and the rivers. And with the tree, the bamboo tree only, the flute is made, and the flute is touching Krishna's lips, and Krishna, and continuously the flute is engaged in Krishna's service, right? So the trees are overwhelmed with joy because their branches, which were used to make those flutes, are being engaged in Krishna's service. So this analogy is another analogy is there here, that when the gurus see that their disciples, right, whom they have nourished, they are always engaged in Krishna's service, then the gurus become very pleased. When they see that their disciples are absorbed in rendering service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right, they are cooperating with each other and rendering wonderful devotional service, then they are very much pleased. And then Prabhupada also describes the beauty of the Lord, how the Lord is dressed in nice yellow garments. Balaramji is dressed in nice blue garments. Venum kwanantam aravinda dalayataksham barhavatam samasitam buddha sundarangam. Very, very beautifully. The Lord is looking very, very beautiful with nice peacock feather tucked over his turban. Right? Barhavatam samasitam buddha sundarangam. Kandarpa koti kamaniya visesha shobham. Right? The Lord is looking like the more handsome, more beautiful than millions of cupids put together, right? May the cupids attract everyone to them, but the Lord was looking more attractive than the millions of cupids put together. Kandarpa koti kamaniya visesha shobham govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. So I pay my respectful obeisances unto such a Lord Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is attracting everyone towards him, and they are also feeling happy that their descendants, right, they are engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord. This is inanimate objects. Lakes and rivers are feeling happy that the trees that they nourish, the trees, the bamboo, which are made out of the branches of these trees, are serving as flute and giving pleasure to Lord Shri Krishna. Right? Yena kena prakarena mana Krishna niveshayat. Somehow or the other, we have to always engage in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Always remember Krishna. Always hear about Krishna. Speak about Krishna. And that is the perfection of life. Okay. Then Karpagavali Mataji, go ahead. Another gopi spoke thus.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Yes, Mataji,
Another
go ahead. Another. Yeah.
gopi spoke thus. Am I audible, Mataji? Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Mataji. Another gopi spoke thus to her friends about Krishna. Dear friends, our Vrindavana is proclaiming the glories of this entire earth because this planet is glorified by the lotus footprints of the son of Devaki. Besides that, when Govinda plays his flute, the peacock immediately becomes mad, as if they had heard the crumbling of the new cloud. When all the animals and trees and the plants, either on the top of the Govardhana hill or in the valley, see the dancing of the peacocks, they all stand still and listen to the transcendental sound of the flute with great attention. We think that this boon is not possible or available on any other planet. Although the gopis were village cowherd women and girls, they had extensive Vedic knowledge. Such is the effect of Vedic civilization. People in general would learn the highest truths of the Vedas simply by hearing from authoritative sources. Another gopi said, "My dear friends, just see the deer. Although they are dumb animals, they have approached the son of Maharaja Nanda. Only are they attracted by the death of Krishna and Balarama, but as soon as they hear the playing of his flute, the deer, along with their husbands, they offered respectful obeisances unto the Lord by looking at him with great affection. The gopis were envious of the deer because the deer were able to offer their service to Krishna along with their husbands. The gopis thought themselves not so fortunate because whenever they wanted to go to Krishna, their husbands were not very happy. Another
Hare
gopi
Krishna.
said,
Thank you,
"My
Mataji.
dear,
So
thank you,
here,
Mother."
what is Hari Bol? So what is mentioned here? The gopis are they are envious of even the deers. Why? Because the deers get the opportunity to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whereas they themselves are not getting the opportunity to serve. Why? Because sometimes their husbands get envious. That is why they perform their work so wonderfully that they can quickly go and serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and their husbands don't get to know anything. Right? So that is the mood of the gopis. Okay, then let me share my screen again. So some or the other, they always want to be engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord. That is the mode of the gopis. Okay, Shubhangi Keshi Mataji, go ahead. Others who have not read, if you would like to read, we have 2-3 more paragraphs. We can all read. Yeah,
Hare
go ahead.
Krishna Mataji Dandavatana.
Oh, it's 2 o'clock. With maybe we'll end with Shubhangi Mataji then. Yes, go ahead, Mataji.
Another gopi said, "My dear friend, Krishna is so nicely dressed that he appears to be the impulse to the various kinds of ceremonies held by the women folk. Even the wives of the denizens of heavens become attracted after hearing the transcendental sound of his flute. Although they were traveling in the air in their airplanes, enjoying the company of their husbands, on hearing the sound of Krishna's flute, they immediately become
Perturbed.
perpetuated. Their hair is loosened and their tight belts are shaken. This means that the transcendental sound of the flute of Krishna extended to all the corners of the universe. Also, it is significant that the gopis knew about the different kinds of airplanes flying in the sky. Another gopi said to her friends, "My dear friends, the cows are also charmed as soon as they hear the transcendental sound of the flute of Krishna. It sounds to them like the pouring of nectar, and they immediately spread their long ears just to catch the liquid nectar of the flute. As for the calves, they were seen with the nipples of their mothers pressed in their mouths, but they cannot suck the milk. They remain stuck with devotion, and tears glide down from their eyes, illustrating validly how they are embracing Krishna heart to heart. These phenomena indicate that even the cows and calves in the Vrindavan knew how to cry for Krishna and embrace him heart to heart. Actually, the perfection of Krishna consciousness can be culminated in the shedding of tears from the eyes. Another young gopi told her mother, "My dear mother, the birds who are all looking at Krishna playing on his flute are sitting very attentively on the branches and twigs of different trees. From their feature, it appears that they have forgotten everything and are engaged only in hearing Krishna's flute. This proves that they are not ordinary birds. They are great sages and devotees, and just to hear Krishna's flute, they have appeared in Vrindavan forest as birds. Great sages and scholars are interested in Vedic knowledge, but the essence of Vedic knowledge is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Vedesha sarve ahameva vedyo. Although the knowledge of the Vedas, Krishna has to be understood. From the behavior of these words, it appeared that they were great scholars in Vedic knowledge and that they took to Krishna's transcendental vibration and reject all branches of Vedic knowledge. Even the river Yamuna, very much desiring to embrace the lotus feet of Krishna, after hearing the transcendental vibration of his flute, broke her fierce waves to flow very nicely with lotus flower in her hands, just to present flowers to Mukunda with deep feeling. Thus,
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
scorching
Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. Thank you, Mataji. So here we see the birds, the rivers, the calves, the cows, even the birds, right? The birds, the Prabhupada is giving a very beautiful analogy here. That Vedescha Sarvar Ahameva Vedyo. So in the birds and other animals and all, they cannot understand Vedic knowledge, but even they understand because Vedescha Sarvar Ahameva Vedyo. They are attracted to Krishna, and when somebody understands Krishna and they're able to give up everything else for the service of Krishna, to listen to Krishna's flute, to listen to Krishna's words, and to follow and to hear the transcendental vibration of Krishna's flute, that means they've transcended the three modes of material nature. And Prabhupada is also saying these birds and animals who are there in Vrindavan Dham are not ordinary. They're not ordinary birds or animals, but they're actually great sages who assumed the form of the birds and animals and deers and all of them, just to have this kind of association with the Lord, to hear the transcendental flute of the Lord, and to engage in devotional service. They are actually great sadhus who have completed the study of the Vedic scriptures. Right? So in this way, Sarvam Akarshani Iti Krishna. If you are attracted to Krishna, then we understand the purport of the Vedas. If we don't have attraction for Krishna, then we don't actually understand the real purport of the Vedas. All right, there are about 5 paragraphs left. Let's take it up on Monday. Monday, Tuesday, we'll have Bhagavad Gita. On Wednesday, we will continue this chapter. So this is the continuation of the autumn season, The autumn season continues, and then what is happening? The birds are chirping, and when Krishna starts playing the flute, then everybody is attracted towards Lord Sri Krishna. The cows, the calves, the deers, the birds, and of course the gopis of Vrindavan. Everybody is attracted towards Lord Sri Krishna. Sarvam Akarshanati iti Krishna. Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Sham. Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. Hare Krishna. So quickly, let's do one round of chanting now. We'll chant with Srila Prabhupada. I would request all the devotees to switch on your cameras as we chant one round. Let me share Srila Prabhupada's audio chanting, so we'll also see each other. We are all sitting in a proper posture. We are sitting, we are chanting in a prayerful mood, and we will all remain muted, but we can hear our own chanting, right? We will chant loudly so that we can hear our own chanting, right? So in this way, we will hear Srila Prabhupada's chanting, and then we will follow the 3 P's of chanting, and we chant with absorption, attention, and awareness, and we sit in a proper posture. We chant with a proper prayerful mood and with proper pronunciation. While we remain muted, we will still chant loud enough for us to hear ourselves. Yeah. Okay. Now let me play chanting.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Okay. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine, Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine, Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Radha, Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Kali Yuga Pavan Hari Nam Sankirtan की जय, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र जप की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, पांचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद प्रभुदेव की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल, Hare Krishna. So thank you very much, dear devotees. Thank you for staying. Thank you for switching on your cameras. I can see Maushmi Mataji, Rohini Mataji, Sridhar Prabhu, Devaki Dayarupa Mataji, Harjeet Mataji, Shubhangi Keshwi Mataji, Shobha Mataji, Karpagavali Mataji, Sindhu Mataji. Thank you all very much for switching on your cameras. Thank you all for your association, for one round of chanting Hare Krishna in the auspicious day of Parshva Ekadashi, Parivartana Ekadashi, where the Lord turns as he sleeps, and yet he is maintaining the entire world. Right? We also heard the wonderful pastime of Vamana Dev. It's also called Vamana Ekadashi, also called Jayanti Ekadashi. Anyone who follows this Ekadashi will be successful. Successful means for devotees it's attaining Krishna Prema. We'll get love of Godhead simply by observing this Ekadashi. So please do give your sankalpa for chanting extra rounds, and please do complete your sankalpa and also try to exceed your sankalpa. In this way, we motivate each other. Please do post in the group. Thank you very much, all devotees. Dhanavad pranams. And September 18th is Bhadra Purnima. So devotees who have not yet contributed towards Shastra Dan for Srimad Bhagavatam, I believe all of you all have. In case you've not yet contributed, please do transfer. And today we'll be sending across the names, the list of names of the devotees who have contributed, so that there is special puja for the devotees along with their family by His Holiness Bhakti Vijay Bhagavat Swami Maharaj. So please do transfer by say 5 p.m. Indian Standard Time. If you have not yet contributed, any amount is a good amount as long as we are contributing towards the Shastra Dan. So please do transfer and share the screenshot with me so I can include your names as we send it to Bhakti Vijay Bhagavat Swami Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Krishna book ki jai. Shri Shri Jai Jai Shri Radhe Sham. Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. Parshva Ekadashi Parivartan Ekadashi Mahamohotsava ki jai. Shri Shri Vamana Dwadashi Mahamohotsava ki jai. So let's happy chanting until we meet tomorrow morning 5 o'clock as we continue to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And tomorrow also we chant extra rounds because tomorrow is Vamana Dwadashi, the appearance day of Lord Vamana Dev. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Happy chanting.